Good evening, everybody. Welcome back after a little bit of a hiatus to Smuggler's Blues, a Star Wars Edge of the Empire actual play starring myself, Michael. I'll be playing the part of Ensign Tazi tonight, the ship's surly Duros captain. And we'll take it over to Kaylee. Kaylee.
Surly but lovable, honestly. I
Okay,
feel like
surly
I
but
feel like
lovable.
Tazi, depending on how much drink he's had, is quite lovable. I am Kaylee, and I'm glad to be back too. It's been a couple months, so hopefully people are still out there. I'm playing the Jedi on the Run, Karel. And I'm gonna hand it over to Chris, who's our GM, and he does a lot of things.
Yeah, some days. Like I said, I'm Chris. Trying to remember how to do all this, but yeah, I get to be the GM. Also get to be the player for A1 and D4, the two droids that have been freed by the ship crew, however you want to say it, years
I
ago.
was gonna say,
Mhm.
ship didn't do a lot. I mean, it was there, but
It's
Yeah,
it's been some time since they were freed.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's
Um,
been a whole like Clone War and stuff.
yeah. Well, technically they were both alive during it, but yeah. So when we last left off, a long time ago. You guys had just talked with Drayden Voss, made your little agreement. You dropped off some of the flowers to Preya on Coruscant. She's a biochemist from the University of Coruscant, possibly Corell's new crush. And you salvaged parts from a broken ship to fix up the Fang a little bit. And what did you guys want to do with the rest of the flowers? Because you guys did keep half, plus you have the farmer and his wife. No Professor and Marianne, but just those two. Federico and Orsa.
And we took them out of concern for their safety, correct?
Correct.
Mhm. Corella had given the name of a contact that she knew from her days as the Fox with uh, the soon-to-be rebellion, and she'd left a message to see if they might be interested in acquiring the scientist and his flowers.
Okay.
So currently, I think we're just kind of sitting on the Fang in the middle of deep space, waiting for a comm call to know where to go to meet my contact.
Perfect. Well, while we do that, let's roll the Destiny pool.
All right.
Oh
Woo.
yeah,
One dark side.
2 light side.
One light side.
Wow. That's backwards. Been a long time
Mm.
since we've had more light side than dark side.
I'm sure that
I won't-
won't last.
Yeah, I won't stay that way for long.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
All right. So uh, eventually you get a coded message sent back to you, Corel, just with the coordinates to meet on the planet Nar Shaddaa.
Okay. Corel will head up to the cockpit to inform Tazi of their new destination.
As usual, when things are a little slow, you end up catching Tazi in a bit of a nap.
And I think I just kind of slide into the co-pilot seat behind and to the left, and
He's
just
got his booted feet up on the console. He's leaned back in the chair a little bit, his head kind of tucked into his chest.
is A1 hanging out in the cockpit too?
Yep.
Okay. How long's he been asleep?
Uh, a while. How long have you been standing there?
Well, I just walked in. I was in my quarters.
Something I can help you with?
Yeah, we have coordinates where we need to go to take our passengers.
What?
What?
Oh, how long was I out?
14 hours.
In 32 minutes and 15 seconds. But
Is that a new
Nobody's
record?
counting.
yeah, no, not really.
Nah, not for you. I mean, I remember the one time on Randon where you actually slept for 3.5 days. It had
I
to do with gobbler legs. You ate a lot. So, and anyway, we have coordinates. Set a course for Nar Shaddaa.
Nar Shaddaa?
Did I stutter?
No, I'm okay.
You've been there, right?
Oh yeah, I've had a few cargo runs there in the past.
Mm-hmm. I figure you'd be quite at home there.
Not my first time. Not my first time. Yes. All right. We'll get the coordinates in place. A1, set us up.
All right. Done. Now what?
Everybody buckle in.
Already buckled. If I had a
Alright.
swash, it would be buckled too.
Tazi will lean forward and grab the lever and slide it down slowly and knock the ship into hyperspace.
All right. You guys.
Just a slight
Head.
clunk. Something got loose.
Hey, evening, Nathan. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Okay. So, Corell just kind of waits a couple minutes and then like, so any questions or?
I mean, you have your contact. This is the contact you were reaching out for
Yes.
to save our 2 passengers and also offload the
Mhm.
flowers, right?
Yes.
Are we meeting them anywhere particular on Narshada?
Yeah, it's a place where we shouldn't take a certain person. And Corell kind of nods her Leku towards A1.
Why can't we take that being?
Well, because it could be they could relapse.
Relapse.
Mm-hmm.
What why are we meeting them somewhere where there is our credits to be exchanged?
Well, I mean, I didn't have a choice. I sent a message to my dead drop, and I got a message back saying
Mhm.
we can meet here.
All right. All right. Well,
I
I
mean,
feel
I
like
could send him a message back saying, that doesn't quite work for us. We would like
it,
some champagne or something.
no. I think it'll be fine. I think we have to trust that this being can control themselves.
Okay.
This
I mean,
this won't be the first or last time that we have to go to one of those places, right?
that is, yeah, it's not a bad, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
While you guys
Anyway.
are having this conversation right in front of A1,
Mhm.
who has
Yeah, of
the
course.
highest deception between the two of you?
Uh, Probably Tazi. It's a yellow and 3 green.
2 yellow and 4 green.
Oh well, then Corel.
All right. Let's roll against A1's, we're going to say perception. So you're going to roll 2 reds and 2 purple.
First roll of the game.
Corel's a lot more deceptive than I remember.
Hang on, Corell's player is missing some green dice.
Yeah, but you found yellow dice, which
I
is
found
hilarious.
yellow dice. Yeah, that is hilarious. hey, Chris, I'm gonna spend a light side point to upgrade so I don't have to re-roll a green die.
Okay.
And what was the perception roll?
It's 2 reds and 2 purples. If you're going against A1's.
I has those. Okay. That, my friends, is not a Star Wars die. That is a Genesis die. I in fact did not find 2 missing dice.
Well, I mean, they're close, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's a good
However,
number of symbols on there.
the good thing about that is a triumph that I rolled on that other die.
All right.
That cancels that. That cancels that. That's blank. That's blank. That's blank. Thank you, negative dice. That is 2 successes and an advantage with a triumph.
Okay.
So I kind of picture it as A1 is completely not even paying attention to this conversation. And Corell at this point could basically go, we're going to go to a casino. Let's make sure A1 doesn't gamble. And he'd probably be like, what?
All right. Yeah, I mean, the ship's not in the best of shape, so he might be working on something there, trying to keep the ship flying. and not show any kind of signs to Tazi that things aren't going good.
Yeah, he's rerouted the entire. I picture every time Tazi falls asleep with his feet on the console, A1 like turns the console off and reroutes all the controls to like his station,
Mhm.
and so he's like busy flying the ship.
Yeah. So you guys have that conversation.
So okay, anyway, we're going to go there. We should probably dress a little more urban, I guess, and understated, yet somehow threatening.
I mean, I'll see what's back in the quarters. I don't remember what I've got back there now, but I'm sure I've got something that'll work.
Did you open that package we got from our friend, the Bothan?
I have a package.
I'm spending a light side point to make this happen, by the way, Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently she sent an entire. It just says disguise,
Subtle.
disguise closet. I mean, I'm sure it's just, you remember that. Remember how they always were playing dress up and different disguises before
Yeah, yeah. I recall.
Zahn, before we
Yeah,
lost Zahn. Yeah, so I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that
But I
she
don't know how.
sent it from her ship, just kind of probably just to get it out of the way.
But if I recall, and I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure I'm right. Uh, they were both significantly smaller than me.
That is a valid point. Yes,
I
all
think
of
I think
us
you
are
could get away.
significantly smaller than you.
I think you could get away with wearing some of the things from that disguise closet, but I don't know that many of them would fit me.
Maybe there's a hat though that we could possibly find for you.
Something jaunty.
Something jaunty, yes.
All
Maybe
right.
nothing with a feather though. That's a little overstated.
I mean, if we're going to Nar Shaddaa, a feather would fit right in.
Okay, I'll see what I can
Honestly.
find for you, and we'll go from there. Why don't I go do that right now? Now that we're in hyperspace. And Curl kind of peeks at the console, and then looks over at A1's console. Okay, I see we only have about 3 hours in hyperspace before we get there, so I'll go do that now, and I'll get back with you in a little bit.
Plenty of time to get ready.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And Corell gets up, unbuckles, gets up, and heads back towards the cargo area.
Tazi looks over to A1. Wake me up when we're almost there.
All right.
It won't take me long to change.
Yeah. Me to pick your outfit out, or are you going to pick your outfit out?
I'll go grab something out of the quarters. I'm not too horribly worried about it. It's Nar Shaddaa. It's not. I mean, we're not going to a Gungan opera.
Fair.
Not again.
Why don't you, Michael, roll a outer rim check to see how
All right.
much Tazi actually knows about Nar Shaddaa.
Okay, that's 1 yellow and 2 green. What's
That's-
my challenge rating?
Average, because this is a big old moon.
That is 1 success and 2 threats.
So Nar Shaddaa, is, think of it like a smaller version of Coruscant.
Mhm.
It's just one giant city covering the entire planet.
And Nar Shaddaa is hut controlled, right?
It is. It
Yes.
is actually the largest moon of Nalhutta.
Yeah.
Which is the capital type, sort of the capital of the Huts.
Okay. All right.
But you said you had 1 success and some threats?
Yeah. 1 success and 2 threats.
Perfect. Your knowledge is a little old.
Yeah.
So things
little.
may have changed.
As I said, I think the last cargo runs that Tazi made were prior to our adventures.
Mm-hmm.
Significantly prior, even possibly like maybe with his dad back in the day. So he might have been even younger, a smaller, tinier Duro.
All right. Perfect. So A1 just looks over at you. All right. So
I'm gonna
urban sprawl is what we're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, we're really, um, I guess we'll try and find a landing point nearest the. And then Tazi hesitates for a second and says, "Casino will be meeting the contact at."
Got it. I'll wake you when we get there.
Well, again, give me a little bit of time. I do have to get dressed.
All right. How much time? Are we talking like date night time? We're on a rush time.
Give me enough time to use the fresher and change my clothes.
Got it. Date night time. We'll do.
All right. Thanks, little buddy. And Tazi makes himself comfortable in the chair and kind of again puts his feet back up on the console in like kind of an empty spot and leans back and settles into the chair a little bit for a few more Z's.
All right.
And I think the camera probably wipes, unless Carell would like to do a fashion show.
No, I think the camera wipes to the ship, the loading ramp on the ship, kind of dropping, and Carell is walking off onto the Narshada platform.
Okay.
She is just, it's not really a disguise, but it doesn't quite look normal on her. She's wearing a classic smuggler trench coat in a black, almost dark brown. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's more of a dark brown. She's wearing like brown leatherish pants, a red shirt over the top of that. It's more like a sleeveless top. And on her leku, she has she had D4 help do temporary tattoos of a couple different patterns to break up her own rather recognizable pattern.
Okay. So you've explained to D4 where we're going and
Mm-hmm.
what the plan is. All right.
Yep.
So
Tazi, what do you look like when you walk off the ship?
I think you see Tazi coming down in a variation of his pilot's flight suit. Like he's got it. He's got the coverall kind of pulled down and wrapped around his waist and tied. Um, he's wearing a loose fitting shirt. Definitely still has his armor on underneath the loose shirt. His armored suit underneath. But he doesn't really look a lot different. He's not wearing. He couldn't really find a hat that he liked, so he's just kind of going regular old bald duro, as it were. Um, both of his blasters strapped on his hips, but just trying to look again very casual, a little
all right.
disheveled, if I would say.
If you,
He clearly got ready in a hurry.
if you had hair, you'd have bedhead.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Um, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so
you
it's
got
a good point. I also Carell is also carrying a Sobra electro staff and a heavy blaster on her hip.
Okay. So D4 comes walking down. The medical droid currently just has a dark purple cloak over him, just covering all of his arms. He's got it completely closed, so all you see is his head and his feet.
Hello there. I just picture
Uh,
General Grievous whenever you just it's like
kind of what he's going for, even though he's probably never seen General Grievous. But
Nice.
after that, you see A1 come rolling down. As he's rolling down, you hear the familiar tap, tap, as his little actuator arm has his very bedazzled cane with the big. This one has a big dragon claw top holding a gem. On top of his dome, he's got this big purple hat with this giant pink feather in it, and it's cocked slightly to the side as he rolls down, and you keep hearing the tap tap of the cane.
that is a very jaunty look for you, A1. Very classic.
Yeah, you said we were going to an urban area. I've never
Mhm.
been here before.
Really? I would expect you have been here. Huh. Okay. Well, this is do you know about Narshada or
me find out. Let me have him
Why
roll.
don't you roll an outer rim check, Chris?
Outer rim check.
Maybe he was here during his
Uh,
Trandoshan skinning days.
2 successes and 1 advantage.
Oh, yeah.
So A1 says,
A1's information is a little more up to date than Tazi's.
yeah. He says, well, a little bit. I remember being called the Smuggler's Moon.
Mhm.
And from what I understand, it's mostly dominated by bounty hunters, crime lords, some other, real moral, upstanding citizens. As he looks
Yes, and
around.
also the sarcastically challenged are here, so probably a good idea not to taunt them.
All right, Tazi, don't taunt anybody that's sarcastic, like Corral.
Got it. Got it. I will try to maintain a non-taunting attitude.
Okay.
All right. Corral, this is your contact. Where on Narshada would your contact want to be met?
I think it's I mean, there are casinos everywhere. I mean, everything here in Narshada is designed to part you from your money or your life or both. And I think where Corell is leading the group is to a little hole in the wall casino. Think of it as the Waffle House of casinos. Everybody goes there. Everybody's been there at least once, but it's like it's kind of basic in a way. Um, and they have a bunch of different like every 3 or 4 miles there's another one. This is a specific one run by a Deveronian female.
Okay, so you guys head down there. Trying not to be seen, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Well,
trying not to
trying
draw
not to be
attention to
noticed.
yourselves.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, got it. Let's see here. So if everybody roll I guess it'd be well, probably stealth or even
I'm
see
having a technical
deception.
difficulty with my camera briefly. I'm going to reconnect and disconnect
You
it
are
real quick.
glitching out a little
I
bit, aren't you?
am. Yeah. I'm going to see what's happening here.
Virtual Michael is
Um,
definitely glitching.
I'll be
right.
right back.
All right.
Go
Perfect.
on without me. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So make either a deception or stealth check right now. I think that's good ones to roll.
What should I roll against it?
Make it a hard check. So just 3 purples. Gonna roll this. Try to blend in.
I think that worked. We'll see.
Oh, you don't seem to be glitching out anymore.
A1 got 3 successes.
Well, it's a good thing he did because let's see. 1, 2. I have 1 failure but 3 advantages.
I got to roll
I almost feel like Corell is drawing attention to the group somehow, but not like she doesn't get noticed as Corell. It's just a Twi'lek.
All right, so A1 and D4 got several successes between the 2 of them. Ozzy, we need either a stealth or deception check. Just 2 difficulty.
Okay. Let me
You're
double
trying
check
not to draw
what I've got
attention to
here.
yourselves.
Stealth or deception. Let's see. See. Stealth is way better. So let's try that. It's actually not way better. All right, we're gonna do We're gonna go with we'll go with stealth. What the heck?
Okay.
1 yellow, 5 green. And what's the difficulty again?
2 purple.
That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 successes and 2 advantages.
All right. So as a group, we've had success in not getting attention drawn to them. And you guys head to the casino where your contact is. You walk into the... What was the name of the casino? Did you give it one?
I did not. Let me. If anybody has any ideas, shout them out. Otherwise, I will. I'm thinking. Ch-
Salacious Sally's Slotorama.
Gold. Make a note of that in our notes channel. Which
I will do.
be
I will
so
do that.
kind.
Yes, yes, because that's a mouthful.
Salacious Sally's Slatorama.
Done. I like alliteration. What can I say?
Apparently,
All right.
Salacious Sally's Slatorama.
So you guys get to... I'm going to just call it Sally's. It is a small, you said, kind of rundown little casino off the beaten path. You guys
I kind of
head
picture it
in.
like it's like a laundromat of casinos.
So you go in and there's your standard casino crowd crammed around the penny slot machine, so to
I feel
speak.
like it's even like not even a standard casino crowd because I feel like you're talking about again, you know, this is probably a casino on like one of the lower levels of Nar Shaddaa. It's not
Mhm.
like most of the neon, most of the lighting is probably in a state of flickering or decay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's got that really stale smell of death sticks and like really there is a almost like an under there's definitely some smells being piped into the air, like something that's supposed to be like floral or fragrant, but underneath is just this like scent of decay and sadness.
And I think it's mostly droids running the tables, and
Yeah,
all of them, without question, either are missing a limb, have like blaster scars on them. None of them look even remotely like they've seen an oil bath in the past 10 years.
sure, for sure.
And Carell heads towards the bar where the said Deveronian, known as Sally, is holding court.
Tazi heads into the bar a few moments later and just kind of moves off to a table to the side. I'm sure that the tables in the bar are probably not full. Um, I think most of the patrons are probably trying to take advantage of the slots and not necessarily the other entertainment in the establishment. There is a there is one musician on the stage that's basically like a one being band.
Okay.
You know, playing a keyboard instrument, but also has like a like a vote like a basically a backpack droid that's playing a bunch of the other instruments with a couple of extended arms.
Okay. I picture it being a Gamorrean.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love it.
Big,
Yep.
It is wonderful.
awkward piano playing or
Yeah.
keyboard playing, and an oversized keyboard because he's got the big
In a
fingers for
real
it.
in a super flashy like jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Like
Like it
space
makes
Elton John.
Tazi jealous.
Yeah. So bright colors. Perfect. So you go up to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
You see the Deveronian there. You come up. She's wiping off the table. Yeah, what can I get for you?
Uh, I'll take. And Carol kind of looks at the selection of drinks behind her. I'll take something that isn't very dusty, please. And she puts like a 10 credit chip down.
Okay, you get a glass of water slid over to you.
She kind of holds it up and looks to see if there's what's in it, then sets it down with a little bit of a shudder. So I've been told that the Dugs are favored to win the race this year. What do you think about the Doug team?
Stops and looks up at you. Not too many people have much faith in the Dugs.
I think the Dugs are woefully misunderstood. And Carell nods at because the countersign has been given, and she waits to be told where to go next.
She walks around the bar and heads to the back, and
I follow.
a few minutes later, a few seconds later, she turns and looks at you and nods towards a back room where you see a door that slides open slowly.
And Carell gives her gives her 50 credits and walks down the hall towards that door.
All right. You head down the hall. There's a little room in the back. You see a small table there. It's dimly lit. To actually see who's at the table, you have to get very close. It's kind of a low table, adding to the effect that if you aren't invited, it's easier for them to ambush you.
Mm-hmm.
And you get close enough, you see a human sitting at the table. He looks to be middle-aged, average height, salt and pepper hair, he's got blue eyes, very cleanly shaven. And he has a little kind of a eggshell white shirt on with a brown, almost short sleeve coat over the top. And he looks up at you. It is you. Been a long time.
Carell attempts to Riker over the low-backed chair, manages to pull it off semi-gracefully, and she sits down. Well, apparently rumors of my death have gotten around, and I prefer that, to be honest.
You notice that he relaxes his arm, and you hear the sound of a pistol being slid back into its holster.
Carell smiles.
He smiles back. Hey, can't be too careful.
Not these days. Are you still good friends with certain people?
Yes, I do. Still keep in contact with some of our old friends.
Well, that's nice. I have made acquaintance of a being who could be of interest to them. Um, he's very much into pharmaceutical work, and he's made quite an amazing discovery.
Do tell. I'm listening.
And Krell kind of takes a like a data chip and slides it across the table. Let's put it this way: done correctly, this could give Bacta a run for its money.
That would be nice. That is getting more and more difficult to get our hands on.
But they need
And
to, basically himself and his mother need sanctuary.
it was his wife.
Oh, wife. She was old. Carell says mother.
So was he. All right, fine. He said, well, that part maybe obtainable, but we would need to know a little more about the cost versus the benefits.
It's all on the chip I just gave you.
If you don't mind, give me some time to work with my contacts to see how it'll work.
Sounds good. I'm gonna spend another light side point if we have it, Chris.
Last one.
And Krell had picked up like a burner comm on the way here.
Okay.
And she gives him that comm number. We'll be on planet for a couple days, waiting to hear. If you tell us, yes or no, and if this is something you wish to acquire, we can deliver.
Will do.
It was good seeing you again. If you see any of my brothers, please let them know that I'm okay.
I will. Does this mean you're back?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where the winds of fate. We'll see where the winds of change take me. Carell is very carefully not using saying the force.
Very well.
The
Very well.
musician on the stage starts playing something by an old timey group called the Scorpions.
Yes.
Ah, gotcha. That took me way too long. Okay.
It really did. It
I-
really did.
I was like,
Great.
rock you like a hurricane? No.
Mm.
And it's just, yeah. Oh, winds of change. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm tired. It's been a long day. And Krell will get up and head back out, kind of just catching Tazi by the eye.
Well, yeah, and
on
Tazi
our way
will
back
wait.
through.
Tazi will wait a few beats before getting up and following.
What's A1 been
Alright.
doing during this entire thing? And D4.
Uh, D4 slipped into a corner like he always does and is waiting for some sort of signal to attack or save one of you or heal one of you or stand there and do nothing. He's waiting for a signal for what he's supposed to do. It's a good question on A1, though. Let me take a look at one thing.
I would be willing to bet that like once when D4 sees Corel leave and then sees Tazi get up, like D4 knows the drill. Like wait a few moments and then
Yeah,
follow.
for sure. I'm going to make A1's got to make a discipline check real quick. Oh. One success. Everything else washed. So he sees the older slot machines and Ozzy, you can see him every now roll up to one, then he rolls back, then he rolls up to a different one, then he rolls back. And at one point you see him roll up and he pops one of his slicing tools out and slowly pops it back in and then rolls back over to you and he smacks you on the shin with his cane and says, you guys just take all the fun out of stuff. Do you know how much money we could make here? I bet you these things have almost no security on them.
That may be true, but Narshada is a well-populated moon,
Yeah.
and let's just say that it's probably best to stay off everyone's bad side.
I know, but it'd be so easy. It's right there.
No, you say it would be easy, and it might be easy, but you know how our luck runs.
I know. But this would be like, I don't know, taking candy from a drunk Tazi.
Which would be easy.
Right. Then he just stands next to you and just watches. And then as Corell's doing that after a couple minutes, A1 looks at you, Tazi.
Mhm.
You know, I don't think this place is as run down as you think.
No? You think it's all a sham? You think it's a cover?
Yeah. Those droids,
Mhm.
they move a lot quieter than they should for as dirty as they look.
Well, I guess it wouldn't surprise me that they'd be, you know, giving the appearance of being run down.
Yeah. Sure, I'm glad I kept you out of trouble.
Oh, for sure. Me too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Wouldn't
Luckily,
want to
luckily, Corell handled all the heavy lifting, so I just had to sit in a booth and look pretty.
I know it's normally my job, but well, now I think that's when Corral comes out.
And apart from a quick glance towards the two of them, she just walks out.
All right. Count a 3 count. 3, 2, 1. Let's follow.
All right. A1 rolls right next to Tazi. A minute later, D4 slides out. Of course, nobody sees him other than the camera because he rolled like 7 successes on his
Of
stealth check.
course.
He's the most impossible to see character ever created.
Oh, and he's wearing a hooded cloak, which we know in Star Wars makes you invisible.
True.
Essentially, yes.
So you guys make it back to the ship. And,
Do we?
well, that's a good question. Where do you guys go? Are you heading back to the ship? You going somewhere else?
I picture that Corell just kind of walks like she's heading towards the ship, but stops at her. Actually, her eyes kind of light up when she sees a Noodles booth, and it's like it's a Noodles cart. So
Hmm.
it's on a repulsor, and like the seats all fold out, and there's a Herglick slinging the noodles. And there happens to be there's like 2 people sitting at the 10 spots.
If it wasn't so noisy here on the street, you could audibly hear Tazi's stomach rumble.
And Corell beelines for it at that point.
I know I don't have a ton of credits, but it's been a while since we've. Oh, okay. Well, I guess this is what we're doing. Tazi follows Corell. Excuse me.
A1's rolling right next to you. As you get up there, he says, maybe tell her to stop giving credits out to everybody. I mean, that bartender made 60 credits off her, and she got a glass of water. And then A1
Well, I mean-
rolls up next to you. And you guys get there, and you.
So
Go ahead.
I think while we're sitting, that's when like Tazi's like kind of Tazi orders noodles, and when the order comes after food's been delivered, that's when he starts kind of talking to Corell without looking at Corell.
Okay.
So what's the deal?
We just need to kind of lay low. We'll be contacted probably in the next day or 2.
Are they contacting you directly?
Yeah, I picked up remember when I grabbed that comm at the booth right by the platform?
I only had I didn't have a great line of sight, so
These are really good noodles.
it's been a long time.
The spice level is just right. Wait. Is this and she looks up at the Herglick. Is this actual spice? Or is it like spice?
He looks at you. Yes. And yes.
Okay, just checking. I might want to go a little light on the spice. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we just we get to take in the sights and sounds of Nar Shaddaa. Maybe we can go find like a hollow somewhere, like a hollow theater or something like that.
I mean, that could be fun, but again, those things cost credits. Do we want to
We
spend a
have
bunch of
some
money?
credits. I'm not saying we go like have, a bantha steak dinner or something. I'm just saying we go to the Hollows or something. I mean,
Uh,
maybe there's like a, what day is it? Maybe there's like cheap Hollows on today or something. You got to learn to have a little fun sometimes.
No, I'm not opposed to having fun. I just, this is Nar Shaddaa. Everything's expensive. You know.
Well, you know what they say, if you can't afford it, you shouldn't be here.
Well, yeah, but we're here because we're meeting somebody.
Right. But we're here, so we must be able to afford it.
I'm. Yep. Okay. Ozzy slurps down some more noodles.
Pearl finishes her second bowl and then sits back with a sigh. That was really good, and she pays the tab for both of them. All right.
Yeah, I got to admit, it was nice to have a little comfort food.
Just like we always used to have. Remember the noodles 3 times on Duro?
Yeah, I remember the noodles, and noodles on Coruscant. That one that was near the Jedi Temple.
I never got there. I mean, you don't want to go near the Jedi. They're just gonna pickpocket your brain.
True. Those Jedi.
Yeah, good thing they're gone now. So,
Yeah. Good riddance.
hey,
Good riddance.
was it the one on Coruscant or the one on Duro where our friend punched the hair off that guy?
I think it was Coruscant.
I just remember
I believe
the look on his face when it went right into the deep fryer.
it went right. Yeah, it went right in.
That was a good time.
That guy was a real sleemo.
Yes, he absolutely was. I heard he got I think he got trampled by something at Canto Bight.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the Faviers. Like there was
Hmm.
a stampede or something, and he was in the middle of the street and got trampled. He's not dead, from what I understand, but apparently, uh, yeah, it
Probably
was terrible.
wishes. Probably wishes he was though.
Yeah, 100%, I'm sure. So, what do you want to do then? I mean, we can go back home and just hunker down, but we're out and about. We could explore the nightlife.
I mean, you don't really have to twist my arm. I mean, I just don't want to spend a ton of credits. Okay.
There we go. That's the spirit. And she looks up at the Herglick. Where could we find an affordably good time to entertain ourselves?
He literally looks around in all directions. What are you looking for?
Um, like music and dancing or a hollow show, something like that?
Almost all the casinos do that.
Hmm.
You want
Okay.
one that involves fighting, magic,
Wait,
singing.
magic? Magic? They actually had do magic?
I mean, they call themselves magicians and they make things disappear.
Oh,
So
point me at it. I gotta check that out.
he points to a casino down the road.
Thanks. And Corell hops off her seat and starts heading that way.
All right. As Corell heads that way, a second later, Tazi, right in where Corell was sitting, an IG droid sits down next to you. And he looks at you. How much? For that one.
For
He's
what
pointing
one?
at he's pointing at A1.
Oh, I thought this was going to be Corell again.
Excuse me.
How much for that one? He's pointing at A1.
Um, That one is not for sale. A1.
Hey, what? What?
The and Tazi kind of just gestures over to the droid sitting next to him. This droid is asking how much for you.
A1 looks at. Are you trying to
No, I'm not doing anything.
Like-
I wasn't. No,
This is like a temporary, like, hour-long thing? Like, are you like an intermediary from, like,
are you? I'm not doing anything. I don't know why. Why are you asking me how much the droid is?
the IG droid? Oh, me and my friends. And he points out, and you see there's about 3 other IG droids intermingling around there. Our job is to find
Like
interesting droids
like
like this.
IG88 models? Are they 11s? Like which IGs are they? Is it a mix of IGs?
The 11s.
Okay.
So they're a little older. That
Is it-
style. He says, well, that's what we do. We find droids, we buy them, or negotiate. And as he says negotiate, he's tapping the blaster at his side.
Well, this droid is a free being and is not for sale. Isn't that right, A1?
It went, yeah. Droid goes, hey, free. Sure, sure. Then if he's free, you won't mind us. And he walks past you and puts his arm around A1's like, guess you're mine. And starts pulling A1. He has to roll against A1's athletics, which is not good. A1 has a whopping 2 in athletics. Whoop, that's the right die. You got 3 successes and 2 advantages. He is starting to pull A1 away.
Tazi's going to stand and quick draw both of his dragon eyes, one of them against the IG88's head unit, and one against the power pack located just south of its like main torso.
Okay. Perfect. For your...
I suggest releasing that droid.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to actually fire the guns.
No,
All right.
not
I
yet.
misunderstood.
It's
Gotcha. Just pointing at him.
Yep, he's got both pistols held against the IG80, the IG11.
Okay. Make a coercion check, which I believe that would go against his discipline, which would just be 1 red and 1 purple.
How many light side points do we have left?
0.
Great. Okay.
I stole all of them.
Can't upgrade
I
those.
mean, we could, if you want to flip a dark side over, you could.
No, it's okay. I'll make do. What was the difficulty, Chris?
A red and a purple.
Cool. Cool. 3 green versus a red and a purple. Let's see how I do. Actually, not bad. 1 success, 2 threats.
Okay. I think with the threats, you're starting to feel a little nervous because the other 3 IG units that are there are now moving towards you. And the one that's got a hold of A1.
Tazi just says into the air, like just aloud, D4, a little, sorry. That's me. Tazi says aloud, D4, a little help, please.
All right. See real quick. That D4 roll to see if he understands what your little help means. Ooh. He does. You say that, and a second later, you hear a sound of a blaster fire from behind one of them. May not exactly be what you meant, but that's what he interpreted. Because I rolled a success with 3 threats. His perception. They have. He gets. That's nice. 3 successes. 3 successes and 3 advantages. So you hear a blaster go off, and then we see a flash of metal go off in the air, as well as A1, or I'm sorry, as D4 fires his blaster and stabs the one in the back with his vibro sword. We'll go ahead and roll some initiative.
All right.
Four successes.
And we're doing cool because we are not being taken by surprise, correct?
Correct.
Yes. 2 successes, 2 advantages.
A1 and D4 rolled the exact same thing. All right. So top of the round, you guys actually beat him. Who would like to go first?
I think Corel definitely beat me in the advantage or the successes department. So
I picture that Carell kind of got a weird feeling just as the blaster shot went off, and she's quite a bit of distance away. So she turns to see this tableau, and I'm gonna basically spend my turn rushing back. I think I'm actually going to attempt to be sneaky about it. See if I can get to the kind of flank the droids. So I can attack from not being seen next time.
Okay. All right.
Who's next?
It is one of their turn. I think the one that just got shot in the back is probably the one that was most likely to act next. So he is going to turn around and shoot his blaster at D4. D4. Oh, look at that. No range defense. Ouch. 3 successes, but only 2 advantages, so he does not get a critical. But 4 is going to take 9 wounds, minus his soak. Next PC. Who wants to go next?
let's have D4 go. I think Tazi will go last.
Last. All right. D4 is going to try to strike him back. Only gets 2 successes, but not enough advantages to kick in his second attack. He has 7. All right. Next then would be A1, who he's going to pop out his fusion cutter and his blaster pistol and attack the guy that's trying to pull him away. He has to roll. He gets 2 successes as he runs the fusion cutter right down the leg of the droid that's in front of him. Aim for a total of 8 wounds, but it's breach 1, so that goes right through his soak.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Right, computer. The one that is on A1 is going to draw his pistol and try to shoot A1. One's defense. Oh, look at that, 0. If I remember correctly, that's one thing our crew was great at, was defense.
Yeah. Excellent at. Yes. Yikes.
He actually missed, but had 2 advantages. NPC, which would be one of the other ones that hasn't attacked, is going to get a blue die. And he is... Who is he going after? He is going to shoot you, Tuzzy. What is your range defense?
Range defense is 1.
Oh, better than A1's. He is going to
So-
shoot you with his blaster.
All right.
Ooh.
Mm.
Cancels that. That cancels that. He has 2 successes and 1 triumph. He hits you
Wonderful.
pretty hard. So it's base 8, so 10 wounds. And with the triumph, you're going to upgrade the difficulty of your next attack as he hits you pretty hard.
Jeebus. Okay. I take 6 wounds.
And you're the
Oof.
next one to go.
Tassi's going to pull the trigger on both of his dragon eyes.
Okay. Which one are you shooting?
I had mine drawn on the one that was holding A1.
Okay. Perfect. So he has 2 defense. So add 2 black dice. You're at close range. So you only need 1 purple, 2 black dice, and roll your attacks.
Second, let me grab sure I've got all my dice. All right. So, you said how many? 2 blacks and
1 purple, because you're point blank range, basically.
I'm going to re-roll one of these yellows. Give me just
And to hit both weapons, you need 2 advantages or a triumph to kick in the second weapon.
Yep.
But you don't have to roll again. You use that primary roll.
I should be good. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 successes. 7 successes, 4 advantages.
All right. So 2 of those advantages would go to kick in your second weapon. So let's do the damage on the first weapon.
Okay, that's going to be. Gotta read my sheet here. It'll be 19 for
Okay.
the first shot,
Minus his soak. Okay.
and then 6, 19, 17 for the second.
Okay. What's it look like when you end that droid's
I
existence.
think I think it's exactly what you would expect. He had one pistol at the head unit and one at the power at the like the secondary power unit underneath the torso. I think the shot below the torso goes off first, and then the shot like just at the base of the head goes off second. So
Okay,
there's one explosion and a second explosion, and the droid just kind of goes down.
perfect. The last one that's in the crowd that hasn't gone yet is going to shoot at you, Tazi, because he just watched you blow his buddy away.
Right?
You said 1 defense, correct?
I'm going to use my dodge.
Okay. That increases the purple by 1, correct? Jeez. Three
And
failures, but
and
7 advantage. Or
also
7
increases also in, increases the strain by 1.
Okay, yours. Yep.
If I'm reading that right. Yep,
So,
my strain. Yep.
so I had 7 advantages, but 3 failures. So he fires at you and doesn't hit you, but he is going to give a blue die.
Maybe
The next
maybe
2 failures.
his shots go wide, but he does shoot one of the awning supports for the cart, and the awning comes down and like forces me like out of position.
Okay. So you'll get a black die on your next attack
Okay.
or your next roll, and he's going to pass on to a blue die to the next 2 guys that go. So we're
All right.
back at the top. So PC slot 1, who'd like to go first this round?
I think Corell's kind of coming in from kind of a flanking position, so she's going to try and take out one of the droids with her electro staff before they even know that she's there.
Okay. There's 2 that haven't been damaged at all, 1 that D4 is actively engaged with.
I think D4's got his handled, so Corell's going to activate her electro staff and smash at the one of the uninjured ones. Do they have any melee defense?
2. Yes. Sorry. I was
Was
breaking
that
something.
two? Is that 2 black dice, or is that an
Yes.
upgrade? Okay.
Oh, 2 black dice.
Hey, they both rolled blank. That's awesome. Almost awesome. Okay. Okay. So I end up with 3 advantages, a success, and a triumph. So with the 3 advantages, I can activate critical.
Okay.
So I will do I do 10 points of damage, and I'm going to do 2 criticals. And this is pierce, so it's 10 pierce 2, by the way.
Okay. So roll it once, add 10, actually add 30 with. Oh no, Pierce goes through armor. Never mind.
Yep, pierce goes
Roll
through
it
armor.
once
I
and
believe I have the what is that silly thing? What's that thing that gives you more damage? Maybe I don't. It's been a while. It's been a very long time since I've had to fix this or play this.
lethal blows.
Lethal blows. That is indeed what it's called. And no, I do not have it on this version of Corel because I can't find her character sheet either. And this one's 2
Oh,
years
boy.
old.
All right.
So that's a
Roll another 10.
75.
We both have some
75
updating to do
total.
before. I think we
Yeah.
all have some updating to do before the next episode.
Yes.
He is loses his free maneuver until the end of the encounter.
All right.
Any
I
maneuvers this
pictured
guy does.
Corel came in and tried to do a sweep the leg thing and actually just wedged the electro staff into his knee actuator, twisted, and there's like a puff of blue smoke that comes out of it before she pulls back and stands at the ready.
All right. He's got a moment that he's distracted, so the next droid that's going to go is the one that's on D4. He's going to try to attack D4 again. He gets a blue die. One success. 4 advantages. He gets to crit. Yay. Ooh. That's a big roll. That's a 92.
Ooh.
Yikes. Maybe
Yes,
a little
he
yikes.
hits. He hits D4 hard. Anytime D4 does an action, he's going to take an extra strain.
Ooh. What's that called?
At the brink.
Oof.
He gets hit hard. I got to do his damage real quick. D4. That's a good shot on D4. He's not happy. But next PC.
I think D4 should take his revenge.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
All right. Works for me. Give him a strain. He fires at him. 1 success, 2 advantages, so just enough for him to kick in the vibro sword as well. So he hits him with the light blaster pistol, and then the vibro sword does another 10 to him. All right, next PC.
A1.
There's the one that was on A1 is now currently in pieces. A1's going to turn and look and see the one that shot at Tazi and head straight for him. Fusion cutter out, blaster pistol out. Anger on his face or in his dome.
Does his dome turn red?
Yes, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it is turning red. He's not happy. He's not happy, and that anger seems to be clouding his sensors as he swings the fusion cutter right past him, missing horribly as I rolled 2 failures and a lot of blank dice.
Anger and
All
leads
right.
to the dark side.
Yeah.
And flubbing your rolls.
I think right now A1 would take the dark side on his side after that. Oh, yeah, I've got those 2 left. So the one that's on Corel turns around. He is going to attack you back. What is your defense?
I had melee or ranged.
Ranged, right?
Then I have a 1, and I'm going to do an incidental to dodge, which is
Okay.
2. Upgrade the difficulty check by 2.
Okay. Don't forget to take your strain.
I'm taking 2 strain right now.
Only 3 successes. So you're going to take 11 wounds. You get no other
Ow.
advantages as he fires his blaster at you, minus your soak.
Ow! You
Ozzy,
a-hole.
you're up. You're the last one to go in the round.
All right. Tazi will kind of like use the fallen droid for cover.
Okay.
Crouch behind the broken down and fallen IG-11, and then pop up to take a couple of shots at one of our other targets, our other IG droids.
Okay. Are you going
Which
after
one?
the one
Which
that...
one? Yeah, which one looks like it's the one maybe the A1 is rushing at, has rushed at.
Okay. Yeah, that one looks damage free. So roll.
All right.
You're going to roll 1 purple die, 2 black die, and actually you're going to upgrade that purple die to a red because A1 engaged him in melee.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Don't forget the other black die that the one guy gave you from his giant miss with all the advantages.
Yeah, got it. I included it. Then this one goes again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. 6 successes and 2 advantages.
Okay.
Just
You're
enough
gonna be able to hit with
to
both
be able to use
weapons.
both. Yeah.
Perfect. What's the damage on the first one?
The first one is. Look at this. I got to look at paper.
What is that archaic thing in your hand?
17.
Okay. Damage on the second one. That shot hits him hard, and you see the scorch marks on his chassis.
Oh, it's 17. It's both dragon eyes, and there is no
Okay.
downgraded damage.
Oh, how do you take that one out?
Probably 2 shots center mass. Like the shots go just above A1, and
Okay. You see 2 holes smoking out of its chassis as it falls over backwards. Lands in a crash in a heap on the ground. Back to the top. Who wants to go first?
I think Corell's gonna go again and try and do more to this droid because she's now kind of ticked off. Because that hurt a little bit.
Right. 2 defense.
I am going to. So, as a maneuver, I'm going to activate force protection. So that gives me basically a little bit of force armor, basically.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just beat on this guy again.
All right.
That's
Go
too
ahead.
many yellow dice. I'm working on it. Calm down. Same thing there.
You're muted.
Well, you guys missed me doing math. So yeah, I'm going to continue to swing. And this time I got 6 successes.
All right.
So
Perfect.
13 pierce 2.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right. He takes a nice smack, and you see a big dent put into his midsection. He is going to swing or step back and take a fire at you.
I'll dodge again.
Full strain.
Not that it didn't do any good last time.
You know, we got 4
So
dark side. I'll flip that over.
womp, womp, womp. Okay,
Yeet.
so
You said upgrade it twice. Plus
upgrade
you
it
get your
twice.
1
Yep.
defense. Yep, got it.
Yep.
The upgrade was blank. 1 out of 12 chance you'd be blank. Kansas. So only 1 success, so 9 more wounds.
Ow. Okay,
A
I take
lot of blank
2.
die. Next PC. D4, A1, or Tazi to go.
I think Tazi. I'd like to continue to let Tazi go last in this case. So
Perfect. So we'll have D4 go. He's going to keep hitting at the one that's right there in front of him. He's not happy with him.
with the one that Tazi killed, or the one he moved over, or the one. Okay, gotcha. Sorry.
The one that he's
Continue.
been engaged with, yeah. You killed the one on A1, so.
Oh yeah, D4. Sorry.
And D4 misses. With 1 advantage, so he'll pass a blue eye onto the next PC. He swings with his vibro sword, fires with his blaster, and that droid has now got his back towards A1 and Tazi. A1 would be next. He's going to roll over and attack that one. His roll.
And I think in the midst of this, while this is happening, like the people of Nar Shaddaa, the people on the street, the people around the cart, there was some initial, like there was just a moment of panic when the shots opened up. But like it's I think a typical crowd situation where you've got now it's a crowd watching this fight, just trying not to get in the crossfire.
On top of
Okay.
that, I also think there are bets being made.
Oh,
Like
that would not
there's just
surprise me.
circles. So there's
Yeah,
circles of people everywhere betting.
yeah.
All right. So I don't know what's going on with my rolls today. A1 has 3 failures with 7 advantages.
Oh boy.
So he's going to Tazi, you're going to get we'll just make it 1 upgrade. We'll keep it
All right.
easy for me. And I'll give the bad guy a black die in his roll. And you're up next because 2 of them are already dead.
All right.
So you've got the 1 D4 and A1 are now fighting,
Mm-hmm.
and and the one Corell is on engaged with.
How's the one that Krell's engaged with looking?
Pretty dented, bruised, not bruised. Droids can't get bruised, but pretty dented and dinged up. Not as bad as the one D4 and A1 are fighting are though.
Okay, then Tazi will focus his fire on the one that Corell is fighting.
All right. So you're gonna roll your. It's gonna be a red, 2 black, because you're firing into melee. Unless you don't care about hitting Corral, then.
Well, no, I do care about hitting Corell. I'd like to not to hit Corell. That'd be great.
Appreciated.
All right.
But I do get the upgrade, so I'm rolling 6 yellow.
Yeah. So 2 black and the red is your difficulty.
All right. Two more of these yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. All right. That is 4 successes and 4 advantages.
Okay. What's your damage?
That one's going to be. It looks like I think it's. Double check.
Math is hard.
No, it is. I mean, 14. No, 15. 15
Okay.
for each shot.
All right. 30 total. Their soak is only 6. So how do you take that one out?
And again, it's 2 shots. 2 shots, kind of center mass.
Perfect. It falls over, landing at Corell's feet. 2 holes smoking from its center torso. And we're back at the top. Who would like to go first?
I guess it would be me. And Carl gives Tazi a nod. And so is it just the one with D4?
Currently D4 and A1 are both fighting it.
Okay. Then I will go and gang pile on that.
Well, you're 2 purple and 2 black dice against him. As they both whiffed the last time they tried to attack him.
Okay. That's that. Teesh. Okay, there's that. There's that. Okay, I'm doing math. Sorry.
Mhm.
I got 1 success and 2 advantages. So he'll take 8, pierce 2. And I will give both D4 and A1 a blue die because the bad guy did not see this attack coming.
All right. Well, that's enough to take him out.
Oh, well then give them more than 1 blue die. Yeah, Corell just comes in, and when this thing twists to swing at A1, she just jams her electrostaff into its hip motivator and shorts it out and sends it flipping to the ground.
Perfect. As soon as they land, A1 rolls over and kind of kicks at the one that tried to originally buy him or walk away with him, however you want to
What was
word
that
that.
all about? I thought we were going to go see a magician, and here you are, like, picking fights with droids?
Honestly, I didn't do anything. That one of those IG droids sat down in your seat next to me and asked if they could buy A1. I said A1 was a free droid, not for sale. It stood up and then tried to just take A1.
And so you shot him.
Well, that
Well,
technically D4 shot
Ah.
first, but that's because Tazi asked for his help.
Okay. So okay, you know what? Corel kind of looks around. Why don't we take our new salvage
yep. Back to the
back
ship.
to the ship and kind of forward up and see maybe we can make some credits off of this.
I think that's a great idea.
D4 and A1, how are you guys doing? Can you make it?
Yeah. D4 looks banged up, but he's fine. He's walking. His purple cloak is a little beat up. It's got some blaster marks through it.
Yeah, Corel's got a couple blaster marks on her duster also, but she'll start dragging one of the you've seen Corel lift things easily, but she's dragging one of these droids.
A1 hooks his one of his little magnet cables up to one and starts dragging it. D4 starts dragging one. Tazi, you gonna try to drag one?
Tazi's gonna try.
They're not resisting, so
Well, I mean, Tazi's also not horribly strong, so
make
athletics.
an easy athletics check. So that's just one purple.
Yeah, but I only have 2
Sure.
green.
That's all A1 has too. So
I mean, it's a wash. Literally, Tazi is pulling on it, and he's just not. He can barely drag it. It's just not. It's just too heavy for him.
yeah, I think maybe when it landed, it hit one of the stalls, one of the little vendor stalls, and it's jammed underneath the stall.
I think since he can't move it, Tazi's gonna like look at the crowd. Um, I'll take bids. Who wants it?
They do hear laughter. Nope. No, he's got friends. No, not me. And they all start scattering. It,
Tazi's
I'll
gonna
flip over.
see if he can take the head unit
Okay.
if he can
All right.
detach it.
Make a quick mechanics check.
Also, not a skill Tazi is wonderful at.
That's just a 1. You've beat him up pretty good.
Actually, I got a triumph. So yeah.
Hey.
So only triumph I've rolled tonight for
Nice.
removing a droid head. So a triumph and that's a triumph and 1 success.
Perfect. So you pop the head off. I'll flip over one of the dark side points that we have left. And as you're doing that, you see a guy who's sitting at one of the booths, just kind of over his shoulder. You know, those the droids, they run in little packs around here. That's all they do is try to acquire other droids. Might want to move along before their friends realize what you've done.
Yeah, well, no, we're dang it, I did it again. We're yeah, we're out. Tazi will like reach into his like one of his pockets and pull out a cred chip. And
Okay.
you didn't see us. Yeah.
He didn't actually turn around. He was kind of talking over his shoulder,
Yeah, no, and
trying
Tazi
to not be seen.
yeah, Tazi just like puts the chit on the counter in front of him and says it as he's walking by, and you didn't see us, right?
And he used to just see a single nod of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Tazi almost did a whole sorry for the mess moment.
Almost.
And just walked on.
Yeah, and Tazi kind of trots to catch up with the group,
Okay.
dragging the droids. Um, we might wanna hurry this up. It's apparently these they may have friends nearby.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, okay, we'll try and hurry. And Corell kind of moves a little quicker.
All right, you guys. Um, drag the droids back to your ship. You take them on, and A1's going to immediately start making a mechanics check to repair D4. Ooh, haven't done this in a while. And D4 will do at the same time, D4 is also going to do a medicine check on Corel. How much of your health are you down?
I'm only down 7, so not even half.
All right, A1 does a pretty good job on D4. I forgot how crazy his medicine is. So you get 4 wounds back
All right.
and six strain.
I mean, I had 4 strain off, so or 5
Tonight's
actually.
the night of advantages.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just how it is.
That's just the way it is. That's what you're saying.
So you guys get back to the ship. Um,
Hmm. We do all of our repairs and healing. We definitely lock the ship up too, by the way.
all right, yep, lock the ship up. There's um, a messy. Oh, Federico and his wife are still on the ship. They are um, happy to see you guys back. They are obviously very nervous. They're not used to being in such a urban sprawl and in such an area that is got so much crime. They're used to being in their little kind of not backwoods, but back farm planets.
Oh, and we absolutely were not letting them off the ship.
Yeah. I'd assumed that you guys not locked them on the ship, but put them on the ship and locked it up so that
Hmm.
nobody could just walk on and take them.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's not like they're prisoners or anything, but
Mhm.
they're prisoners.
Ooh,
I mean,
and it is a way to say thank you. Orsa has made a nice dessert for you, all homemade, nice. It's basically a Star Wars version of a nice apple pie with some
ooh.
caramel topping, and it's got the nice lattice work on the top, and it smells really good when you get there. And she sits you guys down and serves you guys the apple pie, and then um, Federico comes in and says, "Oh, so well, do we have a plan yet? What are we staying here?"
We are not staying here. I'm waiting to be contacted, and then we will probably take you to a way station, and then you'll be off to your new location. We want to make sure that you will be safe, you understand.
I understand. I thank you. I just
Mhm.
I'm not used to this much excitement. Farming is more consistent with not being so close to death.
Oh, well, be glad you weren't outside with us just now.
I'll take your word for it. And he thanks you guys, and they serve you the nice warm apple pie, and have a nice little dessert.
This is really good. Thank you.
After a little while, you get Krell gets a message from her contact, Irene, and he says, "Please meet tomorrow, same place. Have a plan."
Okay.
And
All
that
right. Well,
is
this is so it looks like we're gonna go back there tomorrow. We've got an idea what's going on, and then we'll see what happens.
perfect. All right. And I think that's a good spot to wrap up tonight.
All right.
I
It's
agree.
been it's been a couple months. Life just got in the way.
Yeah.
One thing or another just kind of kept us away. And I don't think we missed fire on too much. Maybe a little slower than we normally would be on some of the combat stuff, as we had to kind of remember some stuff. But otherwise, good picking back up where we left off and
Yep.
getting going and getting that story going. So
All right. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight or checking us out on the after recordings. I want to thank John from Rook and Rasp for all of his technical expertise and doing the technical backgroundy stuff. So other than that, let's kind of go around the table. Michael, where can people find you if they want to learn more?
Well, I'm not really on socials all that much. I'm most active on Discords, really, and but you can see me in a number of different productions right now. I think the most active one is probably Tubular Teens with Titans. That is an audio drama that I am a part of. I get to play the team mentor. It's a lot of fun. It's Power Rangers inspired, and you can find it on your podcatchers. That's Tubular Teens with Titans.
Chris, how about you?
you check me out on I do stuff with the RPG Academy. The same weeks we do this, I do Detention with Michael, where we just sit down and we talk to people about different gaming stuff. We've changed some of our format, so it's not quite the same show every time. We are doing a little more loose format of talking about what we want to talk about, and sometimes we have guests that bring specific things on, but it's mostly just two old nerds talking. Otherwise, you can find me on I'm on a couple Discord channels, Brook and Rasp, RPG Academy. I don't do a lot of stuff with social media. I just not my thing. How about you, Kaylee? Where can we find you?
Well, I'm also not, I haven't been on social media a heck of a lot lately. So, Discord servers is where it's at nowadays, especially since, Twitter turned into a giant dumpster fire. But you can also find me here. I'm doing some guest voices with Tubular
Oh,
Teens with Titans. What, Michael, you need something?
no. Finish up. I have one more thing to add when you're done.
Gotcha. Tubular Teens with Titans. I've also been reliably informed by somebody that I will be doing a guest star on some Identico flavored shenanigans later this year. More to come when I know more. And I believe I may have a seat at during seriously Let's Play. I could do yours, Michael, but not seriously. Let's play later this summer on here on Rook and Rasp. Michael, what did you forget?
I actually am starting in a new stream tomorrow night that will be every other Wednesday. It is a return to an old campaign, an old characters I played years ago, called Return to Greyhawk. It's restarting, kind of revamping something new, something different. Tomorrow on the Encounter Online Network. That's twitch.tv/Encounter Online. And that will be at 6 p.m. Eastern from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
All right, you guys make sure to check that out. And anybody who's still in the Twitch channel, as we say goodnight, I encourage you all to go over to the Identico Twitch channel and give them a raid and give them some likes. They are doing their season finale for season 1 of
Mhm.
Neon Trails tonight. So go and say we sent you. Other than that, we just want to again thank everybody for checking us out. We'll be back hopefully in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night, folks.
Good night, folks.